Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is me again, Insane Gorilla, and welcome back to my channel. Oh, obviously it's me again, Insane Gorilla. So, yeah, welcome back to my channel. Actually, for most probably read down in the title, it's a bit of a weird one. Desert Apocalypse. Now, you may be asking, where the pardon my French, and YouTube, please do not, well, demonetize me for this. Where in the actual literal monkey fucking uncles did you find this idea knocking around in your noodle? One, I was watching a survival story, so it was all written down on paper, so it's just like images and what was going on and all that. So please do not get on my case. This is none of my, well, not even My Hero Academia one, but it does have Deku and all different characters from My Hero Academia, just with no quirks and all that, because obviously this will make it a little bit too OP for everybody. So, where does this story start? Deku, I'm just going to say this, Deku is a, I don't know, cadet of some sort. You could say air cadet, or you could say seaman, or sea cadet, or just a rookie in the military. He was born in America. He moved to Japan with his parents after they had fallen ill and they wanted to spend the last few days of their lives over in Japan, where Deku had other family members. And on the day they died, all of the rest of the world was transported to this desert wasteland where they can only live in vehicles. There are going to be screens that everybody can use to talk to people and beg, basically. Now, without further ado, let's begin the video. Deku wakes up, burning and extremely hot. The asphalt he was on was cracked all over the place from the searing heat. Screen, welcome player to a desert survival game. The vehicle you have spawned with can be upgraded. You need to survive. You need to get food, water, and survive. You have a 3-day period of safety. What the hell? Deku would say. He would sit up and feel the scorching part of his back. Ah! He'd quickly stand up. He would run towards, well, a shadow. He would see it's a door with a star on it. He gets into the cabin and sits on a metal seat. God, Jesus Christ, this thing is even hotter. Congratulations, you are in your mobile vehicle. Old military transport flatbed truck. It can be upgraded over time. You need to find materials such as metal, plastic, rubber, anything that is needed for it to be upgraded from a level 1 to level 2, 3, 4, and above. Vehicles going off the road and into the desert will be punished. As you could look at the panel, his eyebrow would be twitching. At the corner of his eyesight, he could see a message icon with 99 plus messages already. He pulls up the screen and there are dozens of people screaming, shouting about this couldn't be real, this can't be real, some want to go home, Others are screaming about that they were literally having a very pleasant day with their missus, and all of a sudden they are completely in the nude in the middle of a fucking burning desert. A lot of people were discussing about how this could just be some sort of hallucination until the body counter from 1,000, well, 100,000 drops to 9,099,99999.1, or, well, 8, because another person had died. People were scared. A simultaneous message tells everybody what they need to know. They are here to survive. Deku gets out. He opens the engine to see it's rusty and old. He finds an old can of, well, WD-40, sprays it, turns the engine. It rattles and clanks and pops and splutters to life. Black, thick smoke comes out of the exhaust. He turns the engine off and restarts it again, getting the pistons to work. He then drops the lid, burning his fingers. So not only am I here with everybody else in the world, but this desert heat is going to kill me. I need to find water and food fast, but I also need to make sure that the fuel tank's got stuff in it. He starts checking the engine's fuel tank. It seems decent. Possibly 10 at best, 5 at worst miles. He screws the tap or the cap back on. It was burning hot because it was black. Shit. I need to get moving fast. And if this is anything like any survival game I used to play back when I was younger, there's going to be chests around somewhere. I just need to find them. He gets on, starts the engine again, and starts driving. As he moves along this road, everything was a desert. Everything was clunky, clanking, and screeching. Izuku has the world chat up on one side, watching the road, looking for glints as he sees someone speaking to everybody. Hey guys, username 1112224442227, which is just a random username because apparently nobody can make names. Just gotta ask, has anybody found anything useful yet? I personally need food and water. I have 0 fuel. That's all I have. And apparently we've also got skills. If you check your personal development, it should be somewhere in your left eye or in your right eye. So look into your right corner of your right eye and just see if you got any personal skills. Mine's just threat detection, which is completely useless. Other people say, yeah, I got a common skill. A lot of people have common skills. A few have rare skills or just uncommon skills. Some have rare, but they were in the very slow margins. Izuku looks into his right eye and sees personal details. What his eyes show, what he sees makes his jaw drop. He is an SSS ranked skill. He can upgrade something with only makes him happy. He could possibly upgrade his vehicle. He checks the description. It can only be done 5 times, and there will be a cooldown. If he uses all 5, they will be reset at midnight. Zuko shrugs. He checks to see how many he has, and he only has 5. He blinks. Okay. Okay, this must be a reason then. Then he catches something. A wooden box next to the road with a padlock on it. He gets out of his vehicle, walks up to it, he touches it. It opens automatically. Inside was some metal, some plastic, a crossbow with 6 bolts to it. Wow. Okay. He picks up the material, puts it in his truck because it's all loose, and starts driving. He looks up at his upgrade panel. Upgrade truck to level 2. Engine block needs 7 metal to turn it into a level 2 engine. Frame needs 80 or 18 metal, 6 plastic, and 4 rubber. He doesn't know what the rubber's going to be needed for. Tyres need to be upgraded, but apparently they don't need to be upgraded to make the van level 2. He wonders, so why would the engine and the frame are going to be the only things, or were the only things that need to be level 2? As he keeps on driving, he checks the world chat. Some numbers had gone down again. Clearly someone had taken his family off the road and they were swarmed by some sort of creature. So apparently this world is dangerous. No wonder why he was given a crossbow with 6 bolts. But he needs to find something fast. He feels the heat getting to him. Sure, the windows were all smashed wide open. That was another thing, actually, now that he realised. He needed to check, see if the windows needed to be upgraded. And sure enough, upgrade windows to level 1 for better heat reduction. Deku thought that was a bit of a stupid thing to have. For heat reduction, glass can intensify heat, not diminish it. Hell, the AC was not even working, so he's glad that there was no glass on this thing. He then sees it. A glowing box. It was another wooden box. He realised that this was bronze, which is the lowest tier of the higher 3. Bronze, silver, or platinum, whatever you want to call it, and gold. So he stops. The box opens. He has some fuel in there and some food. Some bread. Well, 4 pieces of bread. 4 water bottles. And what seemed to be a medical kit. Thought it was weird to have one, but hey, he takes it all with him. Zuko puts it all in. He puts the fuel into the tank, gives him a little few extra miles. He wonders, if he's just incredibly lucky, he sees some people saying that they've run out of fuel, they haven't seen anybody for hours. It was just confusing for everybody. Some people still talking about how can they get home? Does this thing have a time until this whole thing just blows over? Izuku just shakes his head. Over possibly 12 hours ago, he just buried his parents. And then they're in this kind of situation. He doesn't put anything down because he just wants to listen or read and see what people are thinking. He then spots another wooden box. He stops. Some more food and water, which was good for him. That was it. A few more hours, it starts getting dark. He then pulls up to another box. This time it was different. It had a pure white aura to it. His system pops up. Congratulations, you have found a white chest. Random rewards available. Zuko was shocked. If he's getting rewarded, then that must mean that he must be the first one to find this. So he opens the lid. Popping out was one gold item, one deep blue, several whites, and several materials. Metal, glass, and plastic. He picks up the gold item, turns out to be a charm. A lucky gourd. Increase chances of loot and chest locations by 4%. 4%, not exactly bad, but not exactly good either. So you just might be a little bit more luckier than everybody else. The next one, the blue one, he picked up a blueprint. Vehicle upgrade. General work horse truck. A general workhorse truck? Seriously? My luck is either good or bad. Well, considering I've got a lucky charm, perhaps I possibly am having good luck. He picks up everything, the materials, all of it, just puts it in his truck. He pulls up the panel, taps the glass on the windows. The glass automatically gets fitted in. Sweet. Now I just need to sort out the AC unit. He looks up AC and realizes that that costs power. +5 to power consumption. Seriously? Oh well. I can always try and cope with it. He drives a little bit further on. His old truck rattling like a ghost. He checks how many metal he has, then checks the panel for the engine. It's bad still. But he just needs one more metal to replace the engine to a level 2. Night comes. He doesn't sleep. He keeps on driving. He could hear noises outside. Clearly there were something out there. He pulls up, turns the engine off, pulls the crossbow close, and sleeps, as he couldn't keep his eyes open much more. He could hear the screeching and scratching outside of his vehicle. Clearly something was out there, and it wasn't too happy. In the morning he woke up, checked the world, well, world chat, and everybody was scared from last night. Some people screaming, saying that there was something outside their window, trying to get in. They could feel something banging and smacking against their vehicle. Something was clearly rocking their vehicle from left to right, trying to get in. A random girl said she actually wet herself due to how scared she was. Some people laughed and said, "Wow, what an idiot for wetting herself," while clearly forgetting that they were also scared. Izuku kept a calm, cool head. He was in the US Marine Corps for a little while. Okay, he was just a private, but he had to admit he was a little bit scared himself. He doesn't put anything in. He just wants to keep an eye on the world chat. They had another day until the newbie protection period fell. So he kept on driving. He checked the tank because the fuel gauge doesn't move apparently. As he gets out and checks, he grumbles. Possibly has a few more miles left. He goes on for a little while longer, then sees a glint off in the distance, but it was off the road. And he remembered what happened last time when someone took their vehicle off the road. Something big came out and took them. So Izuku got off, parked up, turned the engine off, checked the fuel, winced. He had 2 more miles to go before he was out of fuel. So he walked into the desert and immediately jumped on both feet, screamed, "Ow, Jesus fucking Christ! That sand must be above 30 degrees. Fucking hell." He rubs his feet. "I'm glad I got military grade boots on, but that heat, Jesus." He walks into the desert heat, wincing and keeping a lot of water on him, taking sip after sip every couple of minutes, trying not to waste as much as he could. So he just kept it to at least a small sip every time. Only occasionally did he have to stop to take a big gulp of water. He only brought 2 water bottles with him, and his crossbow, and all 6 arrows. "Can't waste this," he'd say. He makes it halfway and has to take another gulp of water. It was a bronze chest. Not really much worth, really, but every little helps. He opens it. There's some more food, some extra fuel, some strange orb, and that was it. Oh well, this packet of rice could do. If only I had something to heat up water with. He walks back with all the stuff, drinking, and he then sits down inside his truck once he reaches it. He then remembers, shit, I could actually upgrade my water stuff, can't I? He picks up his crossbow first, uses 1 upgrade point from his system. It glowed and filled out a bit. It became a level 1 crossbow. Wait, level 1? You mean to tell me that little crap thing was level 0? So 1 shot and it could have fallen apart? What kind of crap was this? He tries to upgrade it again. Nothing works. Oh, come on. I can only upgrade things once? And that's it? Okay. He looks at one of the water bottles. Upgrade. It glows green. It gives a little bit more stamina and upgrades his physique for 1 hour. Seriously, only an hour? Oh well, an hour is an hour. An hour is an hour. He puts it down. Not going to drink it yet. He has 3 more. So he upgrades the next water bottle. And it suddenly glows. Bright blue. He reads it. His eyes go wide. Permanent stat boost. 1 physique. 2 stamina. 3 intelligence. 4 craftiness. Whew. Wow. Okay. What else? Increases stamina by at least 5. And sanity by at least 12. Seriously? Well, I'm thirsty anyway. Zuko drinks the whole thing. He could feel a tingliness in his fingers and his legs. His body felt revitalized. That was a permanent stat as he pulls up his stat points. And they were all permanent. Wow. Hidden skill? Unlocked? Wait, what? 72-hour... Hang on a sec. So one of my others... I have 2 skills? This doesn't make sense. Why in God's green earth would I have 2 skills? He doesn't look at his stat point anymore. He pulls up world chat. And he sees that some people are just talking about the skills and commenting on how worthless or how useful they were. Apparently, nobody else has even discovered a second skill set yet. And since nobody knows each other's names, he types, does anybody know if they've got a second skill tree or something like that? He sends it. Everybody goes silent. Then all at once, people are saying no, no, and no. Some ask, if somebody's got a second skill, then they are the luckiest SOBs this side of the planet. Azuki just doesn't care anymore. He just turns it off, realizing that just set off a bomb that he shouldn't have put himself in. Izuku puts more fuel into the tank. He's now got 10 miles left. This is just gonna keep on draining and draining and draining. 1 minute. Sorry about that, just had to go and sort something out. Now with 10 more miles left, he keeps on driving. Until he comes across another bronze chest. He gets out and hopes that he gets some more equipment. Or at least something to sort out the chassis. He gets 16 more raw materials. Some of it plastic, some of it metal. Well, that's easier. Wow, okay. I should have enough now to sort out the engine. All of it goes into his personal little storage area. Apparently, everybody has one of those as well. Izuku upgrades his engine. He checks his metal materials again. He's 12 short to upgrade his metal, to upgrade the chassis. He starts driving again. The engine's no longer sounding like a well, rattling siren alarm. He keeps on moving. He comes across another chest. This time it was a platinum one. Now this really was fantastic. He gets out, but he checks just in case. He opens it. AC green blueprint, blueprints for an AC unit. It's green. Wow. Nice. 25 liters of fuel? Some instant noodles? Huh. Nice. And 2 more pieces of metal. And a knife. Wow. So I have a knife now. Not that I'm gonna need it. Although I would need some sticks to help make a crossbow bolt. Not unless I can make metal arrows. I'll think about it. He gets all of the stuff back into his truck. His resources were taking up most of his passenger side now. Well, there's nothing I can do about this now. He drives, pulls up the world chat again to see what people have been doing over the last couple of hours. There was nothing. Everybody was just complaining about food and water and fuel and whatever, really. Everybody seemed to have quickly forgotten all about his double skills. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just checking something out again. He keeps on moving. Just when the clock starts hitting 1 p.m., Zuko eats, well, anything really. He drinks another bottle of water. Well, not fully, but only a quarter full, so there's still plenty left. As he finds one last bronze box. This time it was right in the middle of the road. Once again he gets out, he opens the lid. He was surprised. This was a lot more metal this time. So he upgraded his, well, old military looking truck to a usable truck. The green paint revitalizes. The star becomes quite prominent. The flatbed behind him fills out a lot more, enclosed, and it becomes a very much encased truck for a general wares truck. You know, the vans that are basically big enough to stack things into. It was kind of like that. Yeah, man, it might be best if I get an actual image. Okay, people, this is what I'm kind of getting at. Kind of like a truck like this. So with this, basically think of it as still a military truck with a green camo with the star on it. I know this is most probably a company vehicle, and I do apologise to any company that does have this kind of vehicle, but I'm just using it as a reference. So with Izuku now having a much more bigger vehicle, he puts all of his stuff in the back, where he finds out that he could actually make something now. Now that his vehicle is level 2, he can make a workbench, he can make, well, that's it really. It requires 4 metal for the surface and the legs. Interesting, as you could say. So if I make this, does it automatically come with equipment? He clicks his fingers and makes the table. It forms, and indeed it does come with the equipment. Now he can make himself something interesting. He looks. He needs fabric and wood to make a proper bed. He looks out into the desert that's now starting to get darker. Really? How the fuck am I meant to find wood here in a desert? He gets back to the front. He looks at the AC. He grumbles. Just as the night comes, he sleeps once more. The sounds come back again. Stronger this time. He does wake up for 2 hours. He was exhausted at the end of the night, or when the daytime comes around. He only has a few hours left of newbie protection, so he has to do as much as he can. He drives, finds some more materials and some more fuel. Then he hits a fork in the road. 3 different directions, one going left, one going right, another one going straight on. He was about to go left when his lucky charm starts glowing a soft golden colour and starting to lift right. Zuko grimaces, but he follows his lucky charm. As he keeps on going down this road for hours, he doesn't see anything. He starts cursing his lucky charm, calling it a piece of crud and crap that doesn't, only for something to glint in the light. His eyes widen as it was a purple chess. Deku's eyes widen in shock. He never thought he would see a purple chest. He gets out immediately. He walks up to it and it explodes. There is a tire's blueprint to give extra durability to the tires and resistance to punctures and anything else, and makes them a little bit bigger. For more food, he finds cloth, even finds an AC unit, and 12 metal. He smiles, because there was some more water, a purifying water maker, apparently. And not only that, there was well, something or other. Looked like it was a blueprint for arrows, but he couldn't really tell. Everything was a little bit too faded. He walks in to his vehicle. He puts the blueprints onto the crafting center. A screen will pop up on the crafting bench. Would you like to absorb the details into the crafting bench? Izuku clicks accept. The blueprint for the AC unit fits in, or should I say, forms into a blueprint onto the crafting bench. Would you like to unveil the mystery of this blueprint. This was clearly for the second blueprint. Izuku clicks accept. The blueprint has a timer on how long it will take for the blueprint to be deciphered. Izuku then pulls out the other thing. It was purple, and it was wrapped in cloth. So he unwraps it, and his eyes widen. It was this blue pulsing orb. It was purple rarity, so it was strong. Something for permanent, well, something to add more fuel for at least 2 to 3 hours. It was useless. The timer comes up until newbie protection ends. He had 6 hours. He could upgrade it, but he remembered he had his 72-hour upgrade system where he could upgrade something from, well, rare to possibly gold or higher. Whatever is above gold, that is. But he did see, well, silver / platinum, so clearly there's something, clearly it might be able to go higher. And he had just seen purple, so clearly there was something even higher. Now that it has been confirmed, he uses his 72-hour upgrade cooldown system. The thing in his hand pulses. It goes a bright crimson orange. Nuclear power reactor core. Permanent fuel. Zuko smiles. He laughs. He chuckles. He holds it to his chest and just bursts into laughter. I have no need to stop for fuel anymore. Wow. Okay. I may just be cheating in the game. But I guess this does come with a downside. I may have unlimited fuel and power consumption, but I'm still going to need food and water. I got a purification blueprint to purify water from the air, but that could take time to make, because I don't know how much metal and plastic it's going to take. Some tires as well. I got 62 rubber for the tires. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to get some more rubber. See if I can upgrade the tires then. So, Izuku starts the engine again. And for 6 hours, he doesn't find anything. Players, the system's network would come along. Kill count, around about 60 or 6,000 people had died over the last couple of days. Apparently, some people had definitely been eaten by something during the night, and others had been foolish enough to drive their vehicles onto the sand, and something bad had happened to them. Everybody was panicking now. Zuko didn't. He read. The system had just announced that everybody will now somehow, in some shape or form, start bumping into each other. Those who had fuel only begged for food and water. Those who had food and water begged for fuel. Izuku placed his nuclear-powered reactor core onto his vehicle, and his vehicle absorbed it. The fuel he had in his tank was put into a gas canister. So now it's just wasting away in his storage. He smiles. He pulls over, upgrades his workbench with his skill, that one that requires that can only be activated 5 times before midnight. He upgraded it once. He could make a few extra things, such as a machete and a flashlight. He could also make batteries too now. But he needed something to help make the battery itself. He needed some raw copper wires. Another system popped up. Monsters will be spawning soon, along with abandoned vehicles that they could scavenge for more materials. Izuku grins. This system's just giving everybody chances to survive. But, he'd then read, the vehicles would be very few and very far in between. Izuku has a night twitch, of course. There's always a bloody catch. Oh well, I've got something with permanent fuel now. Not like I'm going to need anything else. He keeps moving. His truck can now go up to 120 miles per hour, but he keeps the speed low so he can spot things. And sure enough, he spots something, but beside it was a giant wolf. He was tempted to try and get a little bit close and try to hit it with his crossbow, but a system warning says that if he gets too close to the edge, his vehicle will be damaged permanently, and no amount of repairs would fix it. And since the vehicle is his only lifeline, well, everybody's lifeline, he grits his teeth. He turns it off. Well, not turns off, but he thinks about it more. Military training kicks in. He checks his progress on the blueprint. Blueprint. High grade arrows. 2 metal to make a bolt that can be fired from a crossbow. It requires 2 metal, and that was it. So Deku makes at least 12 extra arrows and upgrades his old ones. Once he checks the wolf once more, he drives close enough. He aims and fires. It bounces off of the wolf's fur, but it looks at him and growls and starts running after his vehicle. Deku, somehow pulling a Tokyo Drift in a truck, without flipping it, manages to make the wolf overshoot. He points his crossbow again and fires. It pierces the wolf's leg. It screeches in pain. Then something happens. Izuku winces. He felt like something was boring into his skull. Ouch! Why did he shoot me? That was a woman's voice. Izuku's eyes widen. The wolf looks pitiful. Izuku drives up to the box, grabs it, and receives, well, some raw materials, and that's it. Really? He's just after materials? Damn it! He shot me, and all I wanted to do was ask why. Did he shoot me? I wasn't expecting him to Tokyo Drift in that truck, although it does seem to be pretty cool in there. Damn it, I'm dying of thirst and heat out here. I thought just sitting near a tree would help, but that thing has zero protection against the heat. Izuku drives up to her, clearly. Oh great, now he's going to run me over. Izuku stops, gets out, crossbow still in hand. He aims it at her, trembling slightly. Who are you? He would ask. The wolf looks at him. Wait, who am I? Wait, can you hear my voice? Listen, whoever you are, nod once if you can hear me. Izuku nods. The wolf's face shone with happiness. Oh, thank God. You have no idea how happy I am to hear that. Why would you be happy? Listen, the system has a different function. If you don't have a vehicle nearby, you get turned into an animal that could possibly survive. I was turned into a wolf. My sister was turned into a nine-tailed fox, and she disappeared into the wilderness. I don't know where she is. So mythical creatures as well? Yes. I'm one of four sisters. Trust me, all four of us are amazingly close, but all four of us turned into animals and our basic instincts took over. I turned into a wolf and I started hunting. My sisters all fled. One of them was, I believe, a cheetah, so she ran off pretty quick to go and hunt to stay away from us. My second eldest turned into a hawk and she flew off. I turned into a wolf after my eldest sister turned into a nine-tails. She ran off because she was scared that I might eat her, which honestly my animal instincts were taking over at the time. Trust me, man, I do not want to die here. And plus, you putting a bolt through my athletic ass really doesn't help. Athletic? I used to be a dancer, believe it or not. I'm only 18. And I used to be one of the greatest dancers in Japan. I was still in college. If you heard from a man called Hongjo, do not answer him. The man is a paedophile. Not only that, he's a pervert. He's what? Yes, he's a pervert and a pedo. Apparently, he'd been eyeing up young girls since they were children, when he was around about 12 himself, and I was one of his earlier targets. He even admitted it before he tried to rape me. Wait, Yes, he did try. But since my sisters and I didn't have any vehicles nearby, we turned into animals. Trust me, if you hear from that guy, do not trust him. What's your name? Samantha. My sisters are called Rebecca, Rachel, and Crystal. Crystal is the nine-tails, by the way. Rebecca would be the cheetah, and Rachel would be the hawk. And you, Samantha? Yeah, I'll be Samantha. Can you change into a human form? I don't know. I haven't really tried. Hang on a minute. She closes her eyes, and within a couple of hours, her body slowly began shifting. Her paws turned into fingers and toes. Her feet turned into proper feet. Her legs shifted back into creamy human legs. with a bolt still in her thigh. She had revealing fine bare skin, her hand over her chest as, well, long blonde hair takes over the grey of silver fur that was in her wolf form. She even had cherry pink lips, a small button nose, but her eyes were that of a wolf, yellow and slitted, or slightly slitted. Holy shit, it worked! Her voice moved. Well, her mouth moved as she made a noise. Holy shit, I didn't know that could actually happen. Izuku holded out his hand. She took it graciously and winced as he started helping her into the truck. Thanks. Host has rescued player has rescued a humanoid creature. The world chat goes wild. Wait, there are people that turned into creatures? Hot damn. Hey bro, what did you get? Izuku looks at the chat. Samantha looks at it as well. Don't tell them you got a naked girl. Whatever you do. In fact, don't tell them at all. Just say that the creature just was a wolf pup. Most people would just say, how precious. Don't worry, I don't even pay attention to that. Good. I told you my name. Why don't you tell me yours? Sorry if you can hear my dog. She's decided she's going to start scratching. Izuku looks at her. Izuku Midoriya. US military. US? Shit. Samantha Hardwood. I used to grow up in America before I moved to Japan. Father's business went under, and he was taken on by a different company. Moved to Japan not too long ago. Nice to see you, man. Hope you can make a burger. Damn, am I dying for a good burger. I wish. I don't have a recipe to make one of them. I'm gonna need some pretty good meat to do that. Just because I'm naked doesn't mean you can ogle me. Although I guess you can ogle me all you want. I don't have any clothes. Oh, hang on a minute. She reaches for her wrist. The device that holds all of the storage area, all of the storage stuff, flashes. Here, I think this is a blueprint. I don't know. Perhaps your workbench could, I don't know, solve it? Well, it did earlier. The bolts that I hit you with were an upgraded version of the arrows that my workbench had deciphered. Blue rarity. Cool. This is green. Not as useful, but it could be good. Deku puts the blueprint onto the bench as it starts deciphering it. So, what do Ding host has received research bench? Not Logan. Deku looks at the bench. Wow, that didn't take long. Look, Deku looks outside and sees that trees and everything else had started being formed. As nighttime approaches, Deku makes an axe, as the research bench requires a wooden top as well as a metal bottom. Stay here. Not I can go anywhere else. Don't keep a naked girl waiting. I'm not going to. Deku walks out and begins cutting down trees. He gets back just in time and shuts the door. They can hear monsters starting to walk around. I take it you hear them too? Yeah, woke me up twice. Trust me, those monsters are more scary than you've ever imagined. Trust me, I know that. Why? Can you see in the dark? Since I'm a monster, well, since I'm technically a creature that could be considered a monster, yeah. Some people, well, some of these monsters are zombies. I could go around them easy. They only come out at night. So I try to find a cool spot during the day and run at night. Okay. Izuku makes the research bench. He can make some normal items, such as trousers, pants, skirts, t-shirts, things that are basically quick and easy to make. Any raw materials that he has can be put onto the crafting bench and turned into, well, clothes. Deku then walks into the cabin, picks up the medical kit, and walks out. He kneels down in front of Samantha. Even though she was still naked, she still tried to hide a bit of her modesty. One arm over her breasts and one hand over her maidenhood. Don't stare down there, please. I'm not trying to, but I'm going to try and remove the bolt. This medical kit should help. He then gives her a stick. Bite down on this. Woof, she says, rolling her eyes as she bites down on it. You better. Izuku yanks the bolt out. She screams, cracking the bark and the stick in two, as the pain was so extensive. Izuku wraps as much of the bandages around her leg as possible and squeezes it all tight. She bangs her fist against the floor, with her head banging against the um not backrest, backboard. There we go. And she's trying her best not to cry, but tears were clearly running down her cheeks. She whimpers, "Jesus fucking Christ, that hurt." Sorry, but I had to move quickly. You might get an infection for a couple of days. But luckily, I was trained in the military, so I know basic first aid and I know how to keep at least some wounds cleaned. Luckily, I didn't hit any of the arteries in your leg or break a muscle or bone. It's just flesh damage going through either or. So you're damn lucky. I don't feel fucking lucky after that, dickhead. But thanks anyway. You're welcome. You can't help but glance down at her magnificent body, even if she is still in pain. She kicks him lightly in the leg. You perv. Stop looking at me. You caused me some pain, you know. Sorry. She covers herself again with her arms, with one arm and a hand over her other area. This doesn't mean anything. Izuku lies down at the other end so he can get some sleep. Samantha does the same. All while she thinks that he's actually pretty cute, even though he is trying his best not to look at her. Morning comes along and Izuku walks back out again. Samantha does hobble out with him. He did give her his t-shirt, so at least she was a bit modest. Although that was only around her breasts, she still had one hand over her more intimate parts. He cuts down a few bushes and brings all the materials. Apparently, the raw materials from bushes and trees could be turned into cloth. Apparently, it was just one of those systems that allows quick and easy cheats to make basic items, such as basic clothes. When Izuku makes underwear and, well, t-shirt, hey, make me a skirt, would you? I don't like trousers. They rub me the wrong way. But skirts I can get into regardless. I'm not a girly girl, but I do prefer skirts over trousers. Okay, so Izuku makes her a skirt. She puts the skirt on first. Do you want some underwear? That would be nice. And so pair of panties were made. He gives them to her. This is a thong. You asked for some underwear. Wow. So she slips the thong on, a little bit miffed, if Izuku could tell by the eye twitch that she had. She gave him back his t-shirt. He put it back on. You know I've been sweating, right? So have I. But I don't see you complaining. I had no choice in the matter, did I? But she did start fanning herself off. Can we have some AC? Sure. He looks at the AC. It requires 4 pieces of metal and plastic. Deku had 6 metal and, well, 4 plastic left. So he makes an AC. He puts it in the truck so he can cool her off. Thank fuck. She fans herself off and even opens her t-shirt enough to have some air blowing down her blouse to cool off her tits, apparently. Do girls always do this? Do what? I don't know, holding their t-shirts open so they can get some air down there? Hey, you try being a woman with large tits, okay? These puppies get hot, okay? And if we don't cool them down, we could have problems. Thank God I'm not a woman. And if it wasn't for us women, humanity wouldn't exist. She'd give him a cocky smirk. If this is a chicken and the egg situation, well, don't get me started on that. Everybody seems to think that the chicken came first. I think the egg came first, because without the egg, we wouldn't have chickens. True. But without a chicken, we wouldn't get eggs. So if we had an egg before a chicken, what incubated the egg? That's one of life's greatest conundrums. Anyway, I bet you're going to need some fuel soon. No, I won't. You won't? Nope. I found a core unit that was actually a reactor core. Permanent fuel. You are one lucky son of a bitch. Well, thank you. Even though you were already a bitch, considering you were a female wolf. I was a she-wolf. A bitch is a female dog. Uh, okay, never mind. I just clicked off what you meant. You're a cunt. Izuku laughs. Sorry, but... No, you're not. So both sit in the front. Samantha had 2 bottles of water. Izuku upgrades the water and it goes to blue. Here, blue rarity means that you can get a permanent upgrade to your stamina and all that. Shit, you got a skill like that? Fuck. She drinks it all in one. She felt it coursing through her veins. Shit, Izuku. You got some you got some privileges there. You even got a gold lucky token. You should have really had a true gold token to find a beauty. Izuku looks her up and down. Her chest was clearly visible, even in her new t-shirt. Yeah. So what were you planning to do before we got, sucked into this world? I don't know, really. I was planning to try and be a model, dancer, and all sorts, really. If I couldn't get one, I'll try and find another way to get to another. I was actually one of the prettiest girls in the school. You? I was a private in the US military. My parents were dying, so I moved to Japan to be with my grandparents for a while. To get over their deaths and all that. Wound up here. This used to be an old military truck. An old military truck? Like, what? Just regularly old or try World War II? Oh, shit. And it turned into this? Wow. Yeah, the whole truck is level 2. Need to work on the glass, because it's only level 1. I think level 2 might be reinforced glass. Possibly. Hey, pull up your upgrade system. Sure, not like you could see it. Izuku does, so what am I looking at? She actually points to what he needs to look at. I can see it. Considering I joined you, I can see everything now. It was a system that I got in my head. I can see what you want to see, or see what you see. So yes, I can see your system too. Right. She taps on the glass. Upgrade to reinforced glass. You're right. You need carbon fiber. You need a level 2 workbench and research bench. The research bench is pretty easy. You just need some more wood and some plastic. The wood's going to be easy considering we're driving across a road, or driving down a road. Plastic might be a little bit more difficult because we're actually going to need to get out of the truck to go and find some boxes now. Well, boxes just turn up at random. Yes, but your token should help you with some resource management. Ah, here we go. She clicks and hits the search icon. Ooh, there's a quest actually. Kill the Dire Queen. Dire Queen? Like Direwolf Queen? Yep, she's an alpha and she's level 2. I wonder what I was when I was out there. Most probably a level 1. So even you could have dealt with me, which you did. Yeah, speaking of dealing, how's your leg? Surprisingly good. After a couple of hours. I have a skill called Strong Constitution and Regeneration. So I'm guessing I'm starting to have the regeneration factor come in. So you had particularly 2 skills merged into one. Pretty much. Better than mine. Hey, you actually get to upgrade your thing. Yeah, I can do it twice. One after midnight. I can upgrade things actually 5 times. 1, which is my daily use, which I can upgrade things once or twice, but I can't upgrade the same thing twice. It doesn't allow that. Hence why my crossbow is only level 1. Wait, your crossbow's level 1? Yep. Turns out when I first got it, it was level 0. Okay, now that's just bullshit. I had a level 2 knife. Did you lose it when you transformed? Well, yeah. I ripped out of my clothes when I turned into a wolf. Trust me, I was embarrassed by that. Because the first thing to grow were my honkers. She even wiggles her chest to get the point across. These were the first things to grow. I used to be a solid B size. Now at least I think I'm possibly in the triple D size section. Okay. Let me guess, the next to rip off were your trousers and underwear? Actually, no, they were the last things to turn. The first few bits were my head, my neck, my shoulders, my chest, then my stomach, then my groin, then my legs. It went from top to bottom, which I thought was weird. I would have thought it would have gone from bottom to top, but apparently not. Weird circumstances then. What happened to your sisters? Rebecca, she crouched and started coughing until she started howling or hissing like a cheetah. Her body rapidly mutated and turned into a cheetah, and she booked it. She cried and said, "I've got to go. I do not want to hurt you." Rachel, she started squawking like a hawk as her arms turned into wings. She got a lot smaller. Then she got big again and just took off. She says she doesn't know what's going on, but her instincts are taking her to the sky. So I think she's up there somewhere, most probably still hunting for something up there. Odd. Yeah. And then there was Crystal. She showed no signs of pain, but her ears started, well, disappearing into her head. Then her fox ears popped up. Then out of her tailbone came 9 swishing tails. Her body transformed into that of a 9-tailed kitsune. She was pretty small, she was small, like just up to my knees. Then I started turning into a wolf. Of course, when my honkers got massive and tore out of their clothing, she gasped and looked away, saying, "Holy shit, sis, your tits got big." She then booked it just in case I started, well, chasing her. I did for a while, but then stopped. I don't know how long I chased her. I don't even know how long I was wandering across the wasteland as a giant wolf. Then I just snapped. Just suddenly my brain just snapped back to being human again. I don't know how long it was, just weaving in and out of trouble, just keeping out of danger. Cool, cool. Izuku looks at a map that has just now been added to everybody. Huh. This is us. We're here, because that's a green dot for us. Red dot, that's... Oh my fucking god, we gotta get out of the truck. Yep, but look at the possible rewards. Metal, plastic, rubber, all things we're gonna need. Yeah. Alright, let's make you a weapon. Just pass me the axe. Are you sure? Yeah. I can use my flexibility to swing this thing. Okay then. They both pull up near the edge, not obviously getting the vehicle onto the sand because they don't want to get destroyed. both Izuku and Samantha walk towards the Dire Wolf Queen location, going to face their first real challenge as a team. 3 days of surviving. 3 long days. And Izuku has already found his first person. He hopes that Samantha's good with an axe, as she is at running, because this might be the most dangerous fight of their lives working together. Anyway, I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe, because that was my first time making an apocalypse one. So I hope you all like it. Please let me know what you think, and I'll get ready to make some more. Peace.